Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video. This one, War 11 of Season 38, for Loki taking on GGRI. You can see I have Spider-Man 2099 once again, Anti-Venom for the Synergy, and Thing is going to make his Season 38 debut. 6 fights this war, so let's jump into it. I am on Path 2 in both sections, pretty familiar path by this point. You can see I have a MODOK here to start. So the plan for MODOK is just hit his block a whole bunch and keep the Wither Paws. Let the Ruptures do the work. So nothing too crazy here. The big thing about fighting MODOK, obviously, he's been around for a bit, is his auto block. I don't really care too much about the auto block because if I'm just hitting his block, then he's not going to do any of his fun auto block countering nonsense that he does. I do pop a combat regen here. Just in case he does reverse a little bit of it right there, because he did get to a special one at the tail end. That's all right. But you can see the Rupture's doing very strong work here. I haven't actually hit him yet, so there's where I did trigger his auto block. Doesn't count as an actual hit. You can see here it's going very well. This MODOK goes down really without any real issues. So nothing really too much to say about that fight. Next fight's going to be Longshot. Once again, Spider-Man 2099. This has combat deja vu, so I'm going to use that to my advantage if I do end up hitting him, to help pause the Wither as well. My combat regen is still on, so top off to the nice full yellow bar. But again, the plan is still the same. Make sure that I am hitting his block. The big thing to worry about here is if he has Pure of Heart, which is that icon in between the Ruptures and the heal block, his specials do bonus damage if they do connect. Everyone knows about Longshot's Special 2 being able to melt, but his Special 1 is also able to do a very similar thing. So here I get caught by it. Thankfully, he does not have Pure of Heart up, because if that connected while he had Pure of Heart up, I would have just insta-died. So a little bit lucky there. I was able to wait out the Pure of Heart, which I did do. I mean, you may not believe me, but I did try to do that on purpose. I obviously didn't try to get hit on purpose, but here he's got the Pure of Heart. I re-parry, hit him, and he's done. So a little bit of a scarier fight than it looked, but Spider-Man 2099 able to take it down. Moving on to Section 2, as I said, I have Path 2 again, so I have a Mojo here. So this is the node where if I knock him down, I get a Fury buff, so I can use that to my advantage as well. But again, just really trying to hit his block. I know I haven't really done that much yet, so here we, because he's just being a little more aggressive than I would have wanted, but just trying to hit his block, let those Ruptures do work. So you see I dash back a little bit early. I get caught a couple times, but nothing too crazy. So if you remember, I fought Mojo with Spider-Man 2099 earlier this season, and I pushed him to a Special 2. And I tried to be all fancy and dex it, so I'm trying not to do that again. If I push him to a Special 2, I'm just going to block it, but I'm really trying to keep him at a Special 1 because that's much easier to deal with. But you can see Spider-Man doing a very good job just getting through this fight, doing a pretty good job of keeping the Wither Paws. So here I'm going to throw the Special 2, and that's going to be that. So nothing too wild with that fight. So 3 fights so far, nothing too crazy. This next fight is going to be Aarkus. This is going to be the fight that I brought Thing in for. Reason I bring Thing in here is for the EMP modification. So what I wanted was somebody who is shock immune and either armor break or cold snap immune. Thing fits that as he is armor break immune. So I can pretty much just take this fight relatively normally. I will note this was significantly easier because this Aarkus is not duped. So Aarkus's dupe ability is what makes him be able to shrug off non-damaging debuffs. So with his dupe, this fight becomes a little bit trickier, but still certainly doable. The big thing here at this point, I do pop in a vulnerability boost because Aarkus's power gain is still normal even without his dupe. So the big thing to worry about here is with EMP mod, every one of those buffs, every one of his EMP charges does do a little bit of bonus damage. So I'm just trying to be mindful of that, not stack up too many. But here you can see I get to the 20 rock stacks. I throw the heavy into the special 3. So now I am unstoppable, unblockable, and protected. So you can see I do a bunch of damage right there in that one combo. I should have just threw the special 2 there, but I was still unblockable, so I throw it here. And that's that. So Thing really able to cut through that fight very quickly. So that'll do it for the fights that went relatively smooth. Like I said, I had 6 fights this war, so these next 2 are going to be a little bit of an adventure. So I have Thing here on this shared fight between 1, 2, and 3 in section 2, in section 2. So this has the strike counter, and it has never back down, which means that if I back up twice in a row, like you can see there, he will get a passive regen. So Spider-Man 2099 is able to heal block, so it's not too big of a deal. The regen part, but obviously the strike counter part is a pretty big deal. And then just Thingness. You got to be able to manage the rock stacks with Thing. So here you can see I throw the special 2. The special 2 has exactly 4 hits. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. And if I have 11, I want to throw the special 2, get them up to 15. I can't throw the special 2 if I have more than 11. So I'm trying to be mindful of there's a few balls in the air here that I keep juggling. So here I put him up to 14, which was a bit of a mistake. I heavy there to get him to 15. So now at this point, it's okay. I can still hit his block. So now it's just standard Spider-Man 2099 play, trying to get him, hit his block up to a special 1. Here I thought he was going to just sit back and block. He comes in at me. And he hits me a couple times, but, you know, nothing too crazy. You can see, though, the block damage is getting a little crazy as he has 17 of those block penetration charges, but, you know, got a little dicey there with him going unstoppable, but Spider-Man able to figure it out in the end. So here is the next fight, and my last fight of the war is this Hyperion mini. You see me take this fight before. It's got the feat of vigilance, power, efficiency. So Hyperion gets a whole bunch of power, but Spider-Man 2099 able to turn that power gain off. And in this case, because I've put 2 exhaustions on him, I'm now reversing it. So here, you know, I'm about to get the falter on me. So I throw the special 2 directly into me being able to miss. So really, really strong start. The good news is it did apply the wither, even though I missed. So that's always fun. Here I throw the special 2, and that one actually does connect. So, you know, this is I get the falter on me again. I heavy into it. So, you know, the Hyperion just gets so with his passive power gain and the vigilance. You know, he gets a bunch of buffs here where he's constantly cycling that approaching falter on me, where I have to either heavy or throw a special attack. So there, you know, you see I throw another special 2. I'm not hitting his block as much as I would like, but that's in large part because I'm trying to make sure I still put the heavies on. So here is where it's going to get really fun because the wither falls off and I'm faltered. So at this point, this is, you know, if he gets to special 3 at this point, I'm done. But I'm able to heavy there to cancel it out. And here I throw the special 2 and it's enough to KO. So that got way more interesting than it should have. But Spider-Man able to pull it out in the end. So 6 fights from this were, like I said, gets me up to 59 on the season, the 4 deaths, and my streak is now up to 8. In terms of the war itself, we were able to pull this one off. It was our best war of the season. Very proud of the way that we performed here. Hopefully we can do that again for the last war of the season. But that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see everyone soon.